Welcome everyone, Marcelo is my name. I am the niche fragrance collector. Recently, my business partner, Kevin, for those who know Kevin and the Oillataguerre store here in Melbourne, we have a business together called KM Fragrance Tours, luxury fragrance tours. We take people around the world to go behind the scenes and also to experience the good things of travel and a location. Actually, if you are interested, we've got a tour coming up in September. If you want to know more or if you want to join us, then check out our website for more details on that. Now, I asked him the question at the time we were having a meeting, and I said to him, do you know who my perfume hero is? And he's like, actually, the way I said it, he knew it was a trick question. So he's trying to, of all the people I've met, he's naming all these. And whilst each one of them are amazing, my perfume hero is David Frossard, this gentleman here. When I mentioned that to Kevin, he's like, okay. Who is David Frossard? Here's a question for you. Are you familiar with these brands? Le Artisan, Frappin, Memo, BDK, Juliet Has a Gun, Byredo. Each one of these, David Frossard has been involved with. For me, I see him as the niche perfume whisperer. He has the ability to understand what the value that these brands bring, what the market is doing, and then somehow marry the two together to create pure magic. When he announced that he was creating his own brand, I thought this is going to be off the hook. Literally, he's going to cherry pick all these great ideas that he's been involved with throughout the year and create something just like bougie, incredible looking bottles and yada yada. So when Michael Marzano, the great Michael Marzano from Libertine Perfumery, showed me Obvious, I was surprised. Beautiful fragrances. I remember at the time smelling and going, yes, this is gorgeous, but they were almost very singular in their construct. Une rose, it's a rose. It's a beautiful rose. En masque, it's a glorious musky fragrance. En bois, wow, this is amazing wood. But in my brain, I guess I had this preconceived notion that I wanted it to be a night in Paris or shopping à la Champs-Élysées, something a little bit more flamboyant. Instead, what he created was something that was pared back, something that was eco-friendly with its cork lid. And as I mentioned, it's a very singular note. Unfortunately, and I feel very embarrassed to say this, I did dismiss it. I got distracted by all the other blingy things that were in that showroom where Michael was showing me all these new fragrances. It wasn't until recently where I had a question asked by one of my subscribers, and that is, how do I train my nose to identify key notes? I love doing a thing called Perfumes FAQs. If you want to know more, this is the playlist. And in constructing that particular episode, I knew that I wanted to use Paris Monte Carlo. They have beautiful singular notes in their fragrance expression. Matière Première, also very singular in the way they construct, or the way Aurélien Guichard constructs his perfumes. But I wanted a third one to bring into this equation. And then I remembered the great Michael Marzano's words and this fragrance line here. If you're new on your niche perfumery journey, or if you're a seasoned veteran, the Obvious range of fragrances are spectacular to understand how the singularity of a note works, or the construction, say, une rose. How does that rose all come about? I have 3 fragrances that I'd like to share with you guys today that no matter where you are in the world and when you're watching this, these will be perfect for your time and season. There's a promo running with Libertine Perfumery, and at the end of this video, I'll show you how you can win this discovery set with 10 of their big hitting fragrances, plus win a bottle of the new fragrance, Une Pistache. Let's begin the journey with Une Pistache. This is a perfect fragrance for winter, coming into cooler weather. However, being that it's a new release, I've also seen Europe and the US using this fragrance as a summer fragrance also. For me, I've been using it here. It's cooler in Melbourne, and it's working beautifully over these cooler months. 2 sprays. I love 2 sprays. 2 sprays, and it is just like boof. If you love those milky, nutty, almond-like gourmand fragrances, this falls into that space, but is nothing like it. There's a beautiful fragrance by Casa Morati, Italica, has a glorious marzipan, almond-like quality. It's like a cookie being baked. That fragrance there is super polarizing. My wife does not like it. My daughter does not like it when I wear it. So if you want a dry gourmand, think Italica, but now remove all that marzipan sweetness, that vanilla component, and now replace it with this dry, Slightly floral through the heliotrope and a musky touch. This is exactly it. There is a gourmand feel to this fragrance, but it is not your classic gourmand where it's overtly sweet or vanilla-like. The central theme here is a pistachio note. Unlike a lot of fragrances that migrate, they start here, they move to there. This, it does do that. It does have the migration, but it's always under the central theme of whatever the fragrance is. The notes that you see listed are all these beautiful notes that are constructed that the way that I'm seeing it in my mind is all the notes are there, but as they compress or as they come together, they all form this beautiful fragrance, which is Une Pistache. Notes of orange blossom, that beautiful floral, the sweetness from the orange, the carrot seed that grounds it, gives it an earthiness to it, heliotrope, which gives us this beautiful floral, musky element to it, this milky pistachio accord that's in there. You can detect this beautiful creaminess, but not lactose. So there's no milkiness to it, but a creamy nuttiness. And then sandalwood and musk in the base. As I mentioned, all of these come together, compress to reveal this gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. Pistachio is the theme, gourmand is where it lies, but a dryness is throughout the entire fragrance. This is easy wear, whether you're going out, whether it's a formal event, whether it's in the office. I've been wearing this as my more formal fragrance. Whenever I'm wearing my suit or if I'm going into a meeting, I'm wearing this particular fragrance. Again, it's been cold here and it radiates just gloriously. For me, the fragrance has 8 to 9 hours without a problem. Sillage and projection are moderate to high. It's interesting, when I feel like the fragrance has left me or not really pushing, I'll get a comment from someone around me, beautiful fragrance, in particular Sandra. So Sandra, as I mentioned, does not like Italica, but when I'm wearing this, she detects it very easily in the air and is always commenting on how beautiful the fragrance is. The fig note is probably one of my favorite of all perfume notes. I have a number of fig fragrances, and I know this is a big claim, but nothing like this. Imagine salty fig. This is what this fragrance is. I read the notes off the website and it's saying that this is now a constructed fig, but from a marine point of view. The intention is that you are in Corsica. I love the fact that they're naming where exactly we are. Corsica, standing in the water and eating a fig. I'm going to challenge that. I'm saying you are in Corsica or wherever you want to be, but instead you're standing on the cliff and you're seeing the ocean, the sea spray. There is a fig tree next to you, because I'm getting a mixture of salty air, fig, and then this greenness. I was fortunate to buy this fragrance just as we were leaving our summer. So I was able to wear it on some beautiful sunny days, and it is magical. I've noticed that over winter or over these cooler months, it doesn't perform as well, but in the summer heat, as my body heats up, as I sweat, this fragrance just emanates. And as a unique fig, I'm going to put it out there now, and I welcome any challenges on this particular point. There is nothing like this fragrance. From all the fig fragrances that I have, which sometimes tend to be either fruity or green or sometimes woody, I find that here I'm getting this beautiful salty marine green fig. There's a collection of notes listed in this fragrance, from opening notes of mandarin, eucalypt, and rosemary. In the heart, things like fig and a marine note. In the base, vetiver and woods. And I find again, as all these things come together, get this beautiful fig green marine component. Oh, gorgeous, man. Stunning, absolutely stunning. If you want a beautiful marine summer fragrance, this is glorious. You will not be disappointed. This is not a juicy fig, but if you want a beautiful green, beautiful, vibrant, summertime marine, salty touch fragrance, Une Figue is where it's at, baby. I get about 8 hours on skin. Now, as I said, over the winter periods, it's actually a little bit less, probably about 5 to 6 hours. And then I find that the projection is a comfortable moderate. Everyone around me is definitely detecting it. In particular, summertime, more sweat, the heat, boom, this baby just projects beautifully. The last one that I have in the collection is Bois. And this, I'm gonna say everybody needs it. A good wood fragrance is, I almost feel like a minimum in anybody's collection. A good wood fragrance can steady your mind. A good wood fragrance is super versatile. You can use it as a going out, you can use it for the office, you can use it just as a day-to-day fragrance. I find that Bois is also a beautiful expression on woods. If you want to understand, again, train your nose on how to understand the different notes that construct a wood note, Bois is where you want to be. This is spectacular. Again, I find that there is so much, even though the central theme is woods, there's so many other components that you can detect. For me, on opening, you get a beautiful, bright bergamot, not citrus, but you get this beautiful bergamot that is alive. There's a sparkle in the actual fragrance. It's also supported with the black pepper. As the fragrance migrates, it does go into the heart of woods. Finally, it dries down to this beautiful dry papyrus. Super versatile. Sometimes people mistake a woods fragrance to be more of a masculine scent. I totally disagree with this. My sister, in fact, is all about wood fragrances. For her, and she says this often, a good wood fragrance is about stabilizing, calming your soul, calming your mind. Bois doesn't distract you from that core. There's no other notes in there that are just sort of throwing you off. This is all about the construction of this very clean, very singular wood profile. It's a classic wood dryness. This fragrance is awesome on skin, 6 hours plus. And I feel like its projection and also sillage goes from a moderate to low. Never a body scent. People will always detect your fragrance, but it is a fragrance, it's built for you. It's a fragrance that will, again, I keep going back, it's a fragrance to stabilize you, to calm your mind, to fortify you. I know that my son, my 26-year-old, this is a fragrance he loves. If he has big deals that he needs to do in that day, he needs to have some serious meetings, he loves wearing Bois as his mind fortification fragrance. And that is a thing, I promise you, that is a real thing. To have a fragrance, a smell that can actually provide energy and stabilize you is a glorious thing. So there you have it, 3 incredible fragrances from Obvious, a great place to begin your journey. Now Aussies, for those who would like to win a free bottle of Une Pistache, all you have to do is order anything off the Libertine website, use the code NFCOBVIOUS to go into the draw. The first 10 people will win a discovery set worth $70 that carry a number of their fragrances. Thanks everyone, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know of your favorite Obvious fragrance, and we'll see you guys all on the next episode.